Okay. It's almost Halloween. You know what that means. I had to do a poem about the origin of pumpkin carving. Yes, on this most alarming holiday. I'm surrounded by giant pumpkin cacti flowers. And it's the nighttime hours, and we're spooky and kooky and we're loving it. The previous song was really cool, groovy, like old-timey goth party Halloween music, and I'm sad I didn't start it on that, but we're hoping for a really good one for the next song. But we've been jamming like it's Halloween time and feeling fine. And I wrote this poem today about the very enriching history of many of the accoutrements and ceremonies that we have come to associate with the Hallows Eve, the Hallowed Eves, the Halloweens. You know what I mean. Spooky season. So, the reason I was stalling is because there's so many lyrics in this song. And I feel like this song has been going on for ages. I thought, surely it's almost done. Because I was just hoping for a more nuanced, spooky ambiance. So we're stalling a little. Oh, we're transitioning. Let's hope it's good. Also, I just want to point out how cool it is that there's these little bees. There's these buzzing bees made of pumpkins. Okay, we still got lyrical music, but we're going to go for it. We're going to go for it because the time is nigh. The time is here. It's clear that we need to get it pumping. So happy spooks and stuff. Here's some information for you to ruminate over. It's called Pumpkins Parade. Hey, hey, let's hear it for the pagans, for whom so many modern celebratory revelry. Let's just start over. Let's speak words. It's hard with the sing-songiness, but it's okay. We're gonna totally rock it. Should I go somewhere with less
We can
music?
cut it and just like you can add a poem to it, just spice them together.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm back. I cannot compete over those pumping lyrics from that previous song. It was a very cool song saying, vampires from Romania, Romania, but I couldn't compete with it. So we're going to try that again. The poem is called Pumpkins Parade. As you see here, you got to show Sally and the cat. I mean, really, those two are my faves. Sally and the cat, Sally and the cat, so many cute ones. This guy's really cool too. This guy's really cool too. Okay, so I can have a little light. Pumpkins Parade. Hey, hey, let's hear it for the pagans from whom so many modern celebratory revelry traditions are taken. They were shaking it under the moon, coming up with season-welcoming tunes long before Hallmark got their hands on all our superb ideas that the corporations would take credit for. The allure of their reveling was unsettling to the Christians, so they just took the fun bits for themselves and shelved the rest as evil. But I'm here for the retrieval of some credit where credit's due. For those who love the candy and cider of Halloween but don't really know what it means, I'm talking to you, and anyone else I can get through to. I'd like it if we as a society could renew a little love for those who quietly handed over pretty much all the fun things we know and love about the holidays. As the light rays diminished more rapidly, the Celts celebrated Samhain as they harvested the crops and grain and prepared for the coming cold. They believed that bold spirits would push through the vulnerable veils between worlds. Some embraced it, some feared it. But if the presence of any ominous souls crept in, they did their best to clear it. Those passed on could peer in the open curtain between their realm and that of the living, and some tried to make their presence stick. Samhain means summer's end in Gaelic. Now, a quick rundown of how we came to the profoundly popular tradition of jack-o'-lantern carving. It's wild that even when some people were starving, they still used turnips and beets, and down the line, many fine pumpkins to try to defeat or fend off specters with bad intentions. The accepted convention of turning hollowed-out vegetables into lanterns with faces traces back to an ancient Irish folklore about a fella who went by the name of Stingy Jack. That's sure to give you the spooks and shivers. The story. That's sure to give you the spooks and the shivers. As the story goes, Jack was known as much more of a taker than a giver. He'd send someone up the river before he'd put down his own coin to help. The hand dealt to him would fit his bad behavior. He somehow got around to having a drink with the devil and wagered in his mind that he could find a way to trick the devil into paying the tab. He blabbed about how he didn't think the devil could transform himself into a coin to pay for their indulgences. The devil was a real show-off, hence he accepted the challenge in his drunken state. Well, Jack didn't wait around for the barkeep to return. He made the devil burn with anger by putting him in danger, slipping the coin into his pocket next to a silver cross. As clever as he was, the devil was at a loss about how to switch back to his original man-shaped form. Jack thought himself very smart, but he would later be scorned for his trickery. He quickly scooted out of the bar and told the devil in his pocket that he wouldn't get far unless he promised Jack to never take his soul to hell. The catch that didn't work out so swell for Jack is that he died soon after, and because of his life of swindling and greed, he couldn't get into heaven. But when he was sent to hell, the devil who had agreed to his demands put up his hand in rejection, and Jack was doomed to an eternity of reflection, remorse, wandering, and of course, being shunned by the living on earth. The money he pinched in life wasn't worth anything to him then, and he was given only a single coal to fend in his new existence. The pittance he gave in life put him at a distance from everyone, and similarly in death, people would see him and run. He decided then that it would be more fun to torment and scare those who dared to come near him. He trimmed a turnip from a garden and turned it into a lantern for his coal ember, his lone coal ember. Those who saw him were rendered frozen with fear. Folks in the town began to make similar carved turnips or radishes with creepy faces in hopes of steering Jack the other direction. This deflection seemed to work, but Jack, they say, continues to lurk about to this day with his gray, shriveled skin. People likened him to a monster who was eternally spurned. He was called Jack of the Lantern for many, many generations, and this would turn to jack-o'-lantern, which we now take the patience to carve out of pumpkins and light them with candles. The other origin is a bit less easy to handle. You see, when the intangible soul left the physical form, families in places like Scotland and Ireland would mourn for a long time. They'd make a grave easy to find, and when the body had decomposed, they'd dig up the skull, thinking that the soul would see its family and be more happy as it rose upward. Songs and thoughts of the deceased could be heard through the night as they would place the skull in a burrow or burial structure and light a candle to place inside, assuring the spirit that the family was still tied to their memory and their honor. They would keep the skulls there for a year or longer as a gesture of acknowledgement. As a way to communicate with the spirit and as a gesture of acknowledgement. These traditions have lent themselves to our current Halloween imagery, both literally and symbolically. Oh no!
We found that?
The last line of my poem, I somehow clicked on one of my sources. Okay, these traditions have lent themselves to our current Halloween imagery, both literally and symbolically. We frolic for candy, but we gotta hand it to the originators. Now so many become artistic creators with the pumpkin as their canvas. This is less accessible perhaps in Germany, where they hide their knives at this time to keep them from mischievous apparitions. Okay, I gotta cite my sources as I always do. An article by Jennifer Nalowicki from the SmithsonianMag.com. SmithsonianMag.com for Smithsonian Magazine. When people carve turnips instead of pumpkins for Halloween. The history of jack-o'-lanterns and how they became a Halloween tradition on just www.rd.com. I have no idea what that is. www.rd.com. I feel like it was like a Halloween website. The largest pumpkin ever grown weighed 1,140 pounds. I just needed you to know that. I got a few facts from, strangely, www.expatica, EXPATICA, like expats. It was just information for people moving from America to other countries and stuff about traditions in other countries. And then www.halloweenexpress.com, as you do. Can we show the bubble one, or should we go down the line here?
Just give it to you.
Yeah, I can do it. I can just do it. There's my shadow. And here's a bunch of pumpkins that I really like. I really like this one. And I really like this one. And that's a prize winner, just for the record. Winner, unicorn, rocket ship to space. This is art at its absolute finest. I mean, come on. That took hours. Jellyfish. This guy's a winner as well. It's so fun to carve the gourds and spook away old stingy Jack. There's a lot of these imprisoned mini pumpkin in a pumpkin. Ooh, I like this song a lot. This door, this little sparkly pumpkin door enchanted and delighted me ever so. Classic. Cat. Very creative use of pumpkin seeds. This is beautiful beyond beauty. Adorable mignon. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, they're kicking us out in a minute, but I love this song. Just gotta end it on this song. This is the song to end it on. Alright guys, come back tomorrow for more. We'll do more spooky stuff. Cause it ain't Halloween yet, baby. Drawn to the bubble magic. Alligator.